take on any of you niggas if you try bring me this honor. Any of you niggas and I put that on my mama. Any of you niggas and nobody want no drama. Oh no. Why would God make you want something coming him no way up?
We're live.
What's up, viewers? What's up, listeners? It's your boy Luke, and I'm here with my boy.
I'm a Stuga on the mic.
And today we're going to be basically discussing the credit crisis and the what is it called?
The debt.
What is it called? Recession.
The recession.
Recession across the world, and kind of discussing what happened in Sri Lanka and possibly what's going to happen to other African countries or other developing countries around the world that are about to default on their loans. So, but yeah, Sri Lanka went through a brutal takeover of the government. Basically, what happened was the citizens were tired of what's happening, and they kind of kicked the president out of the country, and he fled to another country. But yeah, so that happened, and there is a list of countries that have been put out that are going to probably follow Sri Lanka's steps, or what happened in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And, Ghana happens to be one of them, and we happen to come from Ghana, so we're a little bit concerned. So we want to kind of just talk about it and see what's happening in the ecosystem and kind of understand it a little bit better, because we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Ghana doesn't happen to be just on the list. Ghana is number 2 on the list behind Sri Lanka.
Right.
So that's worrisome.
And I mean, what does that really mean?
We don't know. So right now, the speculation of what is going on is that we think that, I personally think that it's going to be pretty difficult for more people that are in Ghana right now. I mean, since after the pandemic, they've said that the price of tomato, which is usually buy in cents or cities or whatever. So it used to be 10 cities for tomatoes, like a bag of tomatoes, but now it's 40 cities for a bag of tomatoes. So that's
4x.
Yeah, that's 4 times the price of tomatoes. And so with that being said, and that's even without them being in default. So everything has gone up in prices. The BBC has been reporting about this. The president was interviewed about it, and he just pretty much blamed it on pandemic.
Global recession.
Yeah, he's saying that the pandemic forced everybody to obviously do what they could with the resources that they had. And now he's saying that he doesn't know anything about them going into a default because he thinks that the economy is still thriving, and that he said that the guy should come back next year and come check, and he's making provocative statements about how the economy sucks, and he said, just come back next year and check and see, let me know what you think.
Or if he's still in power next year, then we'll find out. But
yeah,
we give Ghana 3 months to see what happens. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like I said, the whole fucking financial monetary system, it's in shambles right now. Every country's printing money, and everyone is kind of like trying to figure out a way to navigate the ecosystem. But I don't really know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we don't know. We're not experts. We're not economists. But from what I'm seeing, or from the videos that has come out of Sri Lanka and how the people are acting, I'm sure if a whole country's economy can just crash in like one day, and everybody's just like, yo, what the fuck happened? Like someone is in charge, right? And then like imagine like you're going to school, and all of a sudden like the bus driver is like, yo, like I used to pay 50 pesos to get on the bus, but now it's $3.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, and because gas prices are high, everything is high. So like, how are you gonna survive in a situation like that? And the people over there, even though, what did you say, like they were the highest educated people in the...
Yeah, Sri Lanka has the most educated, they have a high literacy rate.
Compared to like their population and stuff.
To other countries.
Yeah.
Well, I think even they have a higher literacy rate than the United States.
Right.
If I'm not lying. But yeah, it's like 97, 96%, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty high. And from the interviews, everybody that they were interviewing actually spoke pretty good English. For it being a Asian country.
I mean, and that's the same approach that, they kind of approaching the country, or when they got independence, whatever, they're kind of like trying to build like an American kind of society. So they are encouraging all people from all around the world, but they're making English kind of like a
Yeah.
national standard language or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. For their situation, it's understandable because from uh, from what they said or from what I read, Sri Lanka's economy was very well dependent on tourism, and the tourists that were mostly coming, like the highest percentage was coming out of like Russia and Ukraine, and so with that combination and with what's going on in the world right now, it didn't. That was not the odds were in their favor because those two countries that have the highest uh, people that come into Sri Lanka for vacation and all that stuff, they're not coming anymore because there's war going on, and so they have to obviously like stop all of their tourism uh, things coming in and all that stuff. So yeah, the money that they were using to pay the interest on the loans weren't coming in anymore. So that's how they defaulted on their loans. But yeah, it's crazy, and hopefully this doesn't have to happen to Ghana. That would be very worrisome because I got some things that I some things that I want to do in Ghana, and it would suck if they have to go backwards because it was in 2018 the fastest growing African economy or West African economy, and yeah, now they're probably gonna be if they default because they're probably asking the IMF for loans right now to bail them out, and if the IMF says hey like we can't give you a loan, or I mean I don't know why they would say no, but still it will come with some changes.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what's gonna happen. The only thing I can think about is the president being kicked out and trying to replace someone else, but
Right.
that's gonna fuck up the country.
Yeah,
really.
that
That's
wouldn't
gonna be
change
a mess.
anything.
But yeah, I don't really know. We'll see.
Uh,
We'll give him 3 months and wait and see.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Ghana in December, so y'all need to fix that shit. I'm trying to go.
But yeah, if you're from Ghana, if you have any knowledge of this, just comment.
Yeah,
Kind of reach out to us, and we'll love to kind of talk to you and kind of like pick your brain a little bit as to what's happening, because we're just here trying to figure things out.
yeah, we're trying to get the whole information. So if you can give us a little bit more in depth, because you're there and you know how things are going and you know how much things cost now, we can do a breakdown on what's going on in detail. And the funny thing is, I also watched the minister of uh, economic minister or whatever. And this dude was this is very troublesome for me to like. I have to talk about this because I think that they're trying to take advantage of the young kids because they're now implementing a loan system.
Well, an ID card, the identification system.
Yeah, like one ID that they're saying that you can use this ID card as payment.
Yeah,
Like
so they're trying to create some sort of a WeChat, but we're
Yeah.
starting with just an ID, which has like a chip, a RFID chip in it that is linked to each person's social security, bank, ID, like any financial instrument
Yeah.
really, and form of identification for a person in Ghana is now linked to that ID, and they're kind of like requiring
yeah,
or encouraging everyone to have that ID. So once you're in the system, you're in the system now,
yeah.
and they
So
can track you, they can tax you, and
this
all that.
this with that being said worries me because it seems like the government is trying to control the whole money system in the country.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would make sense for them to, because previously coming from Ghana, we didn't really pay taxes unless you're a government employee, and now, like, in order for them to be able to service all of these loans that they took to do the free SHS system and
Yeah.
the free feeding program and all of
Yeah.
these things that they're doing, they have to figure out a way to kind of make money within to kind of pay those loans, right? And the only way they could do that is to tax the citizens, and in order to tax the citizens,
Yeah,
they have to identify the citizens, and there was
Yeah.
no way of identifying. So they introduced this ID system where anyone can be identified and linked to some ID, and that way they can like come and follow you and say, hey, you didn't pay your taxes, or they can take your taxes away from your bank account since
Right.
it's already linked to the system.
so they're trying to be able to control the money from just instead of you having a separate bank that you can put your money in and the government is not going to touch it. If all your money is on this card a national card, then the government can, regulate. Like literally, it could if the system goes down, everybody's know how people are going to use the money. You know what I mean?
Think about WeChat. It's kind of like WeChat.
Well, I don't know anything about WeChat, so
WeChat is basically a social media, ID, everything in one. So
right.
basically all that you do over here. So you have your bank card, you have your ID card, you have your social security card, you have your passport,
Yeah.
you have your social media,
And that's all on one app.
you have your podcast, you have everything in one app, in one central form, and that's kind of how WeChat is.
Yeah, that for me seems worrisome because we're trying to if we're trying to implement something that is this is popular in what, China.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to implement something like this in Africa, so now Chinese African countries that are going to be implementing this thing, I feel like it's kind of towards communism pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To some extent, yeah.
So if the government regulates how much money or how you spend your money, because they did implement like the 2% tax on mobile money transfers, or like how people are spending like if you went to, for example, if you went to like a Walmart or something, and you have money on your mobile phone, and you like Apple Pay, and you snap the Apple Pay to pay for what you bought, the government takes 2%. That's before it's taxed by the VAT, right? Because the VAT price is already implemented inside of the goods, which is how they do taxes over there right now. So that VAT tax is already part of the price of the good. So now if you buy something and you're using your phone and they charge you another 2%, they're just charging you for basically using mobile.
Let me get this
transfer.
right. So every transaction that you do, they charge you a 2% fee. Is that what it is? Or
yeah. If it's through mobile phone, if it's through like Momo or some shit, like any electronic payment that you do, you get charged 2%. So if I send money to someone in Ghana and they go to take it out, they get a 2% charge from that from the place that they're taking it out from, even though you pay fees on it over here before I got there.
Interesting.
Yeah, so now that's a double. Like people were furious about this whole thing going into effect, but I think the reason why they did that was to try to get money or some form of revenue coming in, because why not?
And they have to fucking pay loans. They've said all of these things are free, and they took a loan to do it, and now they have to pay it up, and there's no way to kind of make revenue. There's not even insurance and all of that.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to like make it kind of legit and kind of like. One thing that really worries me is student loans.
Yeah.
Because now they're saying that students can take loans and go to school, which is
that's messed up.
Worrisome.
That's not worked anywhere. I mean, even America. Look at people that have taken loans in 2004 or something. Someone went to school in 2004, took a loan of $25,000, went in default on it twice, and now that loan is worth $250,000.
Jesus. How?
Just interest. I guess the period that they've had the loan, they're not making the payment. You're getting late fees, default fees, or whatever. I don't know how defaults work, but yeah, they're gonna charge you some penalty for not paying the loan. You know what I mean? So yeah, for a $25,000 loan to turn into $250, it's insane. So, and even though like I know that it sounds like, oh yeah, they're just doing this to get taxes, like to get interest money on the loans.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, they're doing this because then if they can give out loans, they can print more money. Right? The government can issue loans, which means there's more money going into the system.
Right.
And that is gonna also what does that create? If you create more money, what happens? You fucking lose the value of the money.
Well, the value of the currency is already been
it's going down.
So
yeah, it went down by 20% in the past year. So yeah, this is insane.
Ghana is fucked forever.
It's not fucked forever.
Ghana, our beloved country, is fucked forever.
Nah,
that's what Nkrumah is saying right now in his grave.
No, straight up. And Nkrumah is rolling in his grave so pissed, bro. Like they really ran the country almost into the ground. But hey, we are talking with a different perspective. So yeah, if we fuck up something, let us know. You know what I mean? Because this has to be a conversation between like, is this actually happening, or is the media blowing it up and saying that this is happening? But obviously, from from an economic standpoint or from a economics macroeconomic standpoint, it doesn't seem like they're doing good. Because for you to be on the list of the the second country to be going into default, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, that shows that no country is really special. Tomorrow it might be America. I don't know.
Maybe America. And Americans, I was thinking about like the American system and the Chinese trade is so interlocked that I don't know how it could just scramble. I mean, it's possible. Even Rome fell, so I mean,
Yeah,
it's possible.
civilizations. I mean, it's been what 200 years, 250 years, whatever. So there's going to be a correction at some point,
Yeah.
and whether this is it, we don't know. We hope not, but we don't know.
All I know is my ETH is going up.
I mean, Ethereum has now I guess we're segueing into crypto. Actually, today
Yeah.
the Ghana government says they're not regulating crypto. So if you get into crypto, you're on your own.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
literally what. The
Well,
government
with that
said.
being said, if you know that your country is about to go to shit, right, then you should probably pay attention to crypto because that's probably the
buy
best.
some Bitcoin, buy some ETH. This
Yep.
is not financial advice.
This is not- no.
I'm the least qualified person to give you financial
No,
advice.
no.
So
You
don't
you
listen to this shit.
you can take advice from Luke because he actually
Nah.
has a college degree
Nope,
in
nope,
finance.
Nope. I am the least qualified to give you financial advice. But if you're buying ETH, buy it. If
Yeah,
you're
it's
buying
it's a smart
Bitcoin,
investment.
buy it.
I'll tell you to put your money somewhere that it cannot depreciate.
Yeah, I mean, one Bitcoin is always going to be one Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's ETH is scheduled. ETH 2.0 is scheduled for September something. So
Yeah, in
I mean,
September.
the price action is pumping right now. I think it's found its bottom, and
Yep.
it's going to bounce from there. But other than that, do your own research.
Yeah.
And do your own trades basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, crypto and I mean, and actually, it's funny though. But they said that they're not going to be Ghanaian government said they're not going to be regulating crypto.
Yeah.
But they're going to be issuing a token called the Central Ghana City or some shit like that.
They're gonna be releasing a token.
Right. And it's going to be interesting. I don't
Dude.
know. They said they're testing it, piloting it in certain regions and all of that.
I
But
think
I don't know.
I think they're just trying to fuck the people, bro. Like to be honest, I'm not gonna like I'll be honest. Like this is my country, this is my home country, this is where I'm from, and I really love the country in general. But for governments to just pretend that they're just gonna introduce something light and then like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a good investment for you, and then you go and invest your money in it, and then what if the coin goes to zero?
Well, I don't think the government will let it go to zero.
They
If
can't.
it's-
They don't have any control over it.
Well, if it's their coin, then they have control over it. So if the government decides that they're going to create a
So
token,
they'll have to burn like some of the tokens to appreciate the
don't
price.
know. I don't know how they're going to be doing this,
Yeah.
but they already have basically in Ghana. Basically now, a lot of people transact with their cell phones.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the convenient way and the secure way to kind of make transactions in Ghana right now.
Yeah.
So we already kind of have a digital currency, which is basically on the Momo cell phone and transfers and all of that.
Yeah.
But introducing another token, I don't know what the economics behind that is. I don't know
Why they would even
what
think about that?
utility, if it's a utility token or if it's kind of like a currency as they're saying, but I don't really know.
I mean,
just
if
heard-
they wanted to go like the right way, why wouldn't they just go and invest in Bitcoin like Venezuela is doing?
well, of course, they don't have control over Bitcoin. Nobody wants to.
So
Governments do not want to invest in something or put their eggs in something that they do not have control of.
exactly, and so this is why I think this is taking advantage of the people because if the government is issuing tokens, right? The reason why we have crypto or just like decentralized tokens is so that governments don't have control over it.
Right.
If a government creates a whole token, they can do whatever the fuck they want with it. Like literally, they could be like, "Oh yeah, today the token is worth $1 million."
I mean, it's just like the currency, the money they print right now. Today, American government can wake up and say, "Your dollars is worth shit. It's worth $0."
I mean,
It's like India did.
The dollar is not
Well,
worth anything right now. It's just a paper that the government says is worth something.
Right, and we all buy into it.
Yeah, it's just
that's
trust.
kind of what it is, and that's also crypto. Crypto Bitcoin is also like that, but at the end of the day, that is not centralized.
Yes.
It's just community buy-in and kind of the same kind of concept with currency, but it's a little bit nuanced. It's a little bit kind of complicated when it comes to that. But
Right. But yeah, there's something to think about. If they actually implement this thing, you have to do your research. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna do your research from a government giving you a token, but they might be like, oh yeah, here's your Ghana card. Here's some tokens on it. You can spend it here and here and here. But with that being like, do you put money on it to actually get the token, or the government is just gonna be like, here's 5,000 tokens for everybody, go spend it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I'm interested. But yeah, that's what's going on in the world. Ghana is eventually going to pull through. We have high hopes because we love our country. So
Yeah, I mean, they said they're buying more gold. It's funny how a country that makes the
Makes
most
gold
in
is
the
gonna
country
buy
and
gold.
in the world is buying. They're buying more gold reserves. So they said instead of buying US dollar reserves, to kind of
for like what, the books?
for the books to kind of like use to leverage
Yeah.
or pay their loans or kind of figure out how to run their country.
Yeah.
They're buying a lot of gold now, and they're putting gold in their reserves. So I don't really know what that means, but they say they're buying more gold with the profits they have, wherever that came from.
With the profits. Yeah, you have profits, but you can't pay your interest.
But yeah, I mean, it's worrying, but it is what it is. Really, it's everywhere like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what the president says. He says that this is not just happening in Ghana. This is happening everywhere. And I mean, obviously, we've seen the American economy. I mean, we've seen inflation everywhere.
Right.
So is this like something that's forcing other countries with less to be, because they depend on the bigger, the bigger economies to function, because most of the things that Ghanaians consume are exported out of the country and it comes from other places. So now if the price of it is more expensive in that country, now they have to pay double the price of, or triple or four times the price of what the imports are, because the fees and everything is going to be also higher. So yeah, I mean, it's fucked up.
When you brought the tomatoes thing, it's the reason why that is happening basically is fertilizer, or
Right.
most of the tomatoes is being
Yeah.
imported and fertilizer is imported. And
I totally forgot about that.
And all of that.
Yeah.
So if you're paying 1,000 Ghana cedis for a bag of fertilizer, now you have to pay 4,000 Ghana cedis for a bag of fertilizer. So you might have to also increase your tomato costs.
Did you know that part of the reason why Sri Lanka's economy went down is because they stopped the import of fertilizer and told the farmers.
Yeah, the GMOs and all of that. These third world countries like imposing all of these kind of like what's it called? Global warming, global whatever things.
Right.
These third world countries
Right.
is fucked up. And the IMF, the World Bank, all of these fucking organizations are involved, and they've been involved in the fuckery of Africa since day one.
Right.
And it's sad, but it is really what it is, really.
Yeah, it's hard for your country to grow when you have nothing going for you, and especially when you're saying, we're trying to cut CO2 emissions by by 2050, right? But you're thinking about this as I live in America during the industrial age. We polluted the planet tenfold.
And we're still doing it.
Yeah, we're still polluting the planet, but now we're like, oh yeah, since we are where we are, we're just gonna be like, hey, guess what? You cannot produce more because it makes no sense, right? Like, are you just gonna say that they should stop being productive because they're gonna pollute the planet? You've done it already, so why would you? And so yeah, I mean, it's hard to excel when everything else is against you, and it's fucked up. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna get out of it, but hopefully there's something or hope in the future that
keyword is hope.
Yo, hope is fucked up, bro. Hope is a fucked up thing.
The government, we have hope in the government.
Yeah.
I don't know who would say that, but
Yeah.
if you're dependent on the government to kind of help you out, you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah, it's a system, and it doesn't I've seen it. So it's just if I was in Ghana right now, I would not even be like thinking about this. about like the economy and shit. I'll just be like, gas prices are high, food are high. What do we do now, right? I just got to make more money. But then when you think about it on a larger scale, it's like the government is doing this and that, and literally, not even like segue from what I'm talking about right now. But when we started the planting, right, the fertilizer was like 100, not even less than that. It's like 85 Ghana cedis per bag or something. I think that's how much it was, or 150 Ghana cedis per bag. This year, and this was in August of last year. This year, when we tried to plant, it was 450 Ghana cedis per
150 to 450.
yes
Wow.
per bag. So yeah, if you're sitting there and you're like, oh my, everything went up in price, but like people are not questioning like why is everything going up in price? What is good? I mean, yeah, there's a war in Ukraine. And Ukraine produce most of the fertilizer in Russia and stuff. So yeah, it's fucked up because all I think the solution to the problem is we need to figure out, or they need to figure out in Ghana how to produce some of these things. And how do we do that? How do we actually produce? How is a country sustainable on its own?
So that's kind of very tricky because when you say we need to figure out how to produce some of these things, the countries that are selling you these things would not want you to be able to produce. It's like guns manufacturing. Like if you want to become the biggest gun manufacturer in the world, America is not going to let you.
Right.
Of course, America is the biggest gun manufacturer and distributor in the world.
Right.
And they're going to put all of these sanctions and it's just like nukes. Like America has nukes. All of these countries have nukes.
Yeah.
But if any other country says that they want nukes, all of these other countries that have nukes are like, no.
Nope, you can't have it. You can't have it. No, we can't let you be powerful. No, fuck that.
So that's kind of how it is. Someone has to lose for someone to gain.
Yeah, but it's fucked up. Why can't we all just have? Why can't everybody not have nukes? Can we just like not all have nukes? Let's just fucking.
No, we can't all not have nukes.
Why not?
Because then like you can't really.
Because the world was functioning before nukes came about.
Well, but someone was still in power. Someone was the powerful person in the world. One country was the country that can destroy any
right, because they had more numbers.
It needs to be a powerful country, basically. Like
what does that mean to be like the? What is the benefit of being? I guess that I answer my own question. But like, yeah, just having security. Like okay, I got a big dick out here.
Yep, pretty much.
Like Russia can't just come here and be like, "My America, fuck you, give me all your shit."
Like you can't do us like Ukraine. Like if Ukraine had nukes, you think Russia would just like.
So the world is just a bunch of bullies, and they're just bullying people for their shit.
Yep.
That's fucked up.
Survival of the fittest. It's been happening since day one. We are animals, and that's what we know.
And this is why I like Andrew Tate.
You're bringing Andrew Tate into this fucking conversation. If you don't know who Andrew Tate is, just Google him. Like he is the most absurd. Like some of the things that he says,
it's fundamental.
It's fundamental. It's basics.
Yeah.
But again, with this woke society, this world that we're getting into, and everyone kind of like being entitled and all of that, people do not want to hear what he's saying. But fundamentally, what he's saying is kind of like the basic truth, you know. But it's kind of like primal. Like it's too archaic. It's like he's stuck in like in a time capsule, like in decades, billions of years.
Billions of years.
And that's kind of how he's
billions
still
of
thinking.
years is a far way, bro.
Some of the things that he said, bro.
It's like
provocative.
Yeah, it's provocative, but most of the stuff he's saying is true. Because it's like if like one of the examples that everybody uses when we talk about equality is like if someone was to break into the house and you and your wife were there, and who would be the one to go protect? Like, would I tell my wife to, hey, get out of bed, go check to see who the fuck is knocking on the door? Who the fuck just broke through the door? You know what I mean? Because it's just.
But that's the thing too. There are some relationships that it's gonna be the woman that's gonna do that. Like, it's not every fucking relationship that the man always has to do it. You need to understand that. Like, there's some women that are capable of doing that too.
They are capable, but we are talking about it. We're talking about the broad scale of shit.
100 relationships down, 99% is going to be the man that's going to do it.
And the fundamental of marriage is also based on the fact that the man is supposed to be the one that takes charge of the family.
I guess
that's just like if you think about marriage, like nobody needs to get married. Like it's not like something that you need to do to be able to reproduce, right? You can like get a girl pregnant and she can have a baby, but marriage itself is an institution that allows for one, like when you think about like polygamy and the people in Mormon and the guys in those LSDS people, the Utah guys, the guy. But yeah, if you think about it, like the government wasn't doing anything to regulate that. They can have 3 wives or whatever, but they were doing it. So the fundamental description of marriage is from like, I don't know, years and years ago. I guess I don't know if it's even from the Bible, but it's just to allow people to have a family, so then we don't just fucking mix.
No, I mean, if you think about the origins of marriage, it was just kings. A king over here would say, and a king over here would say, okay, in order to solidify that our family, and we're actually peaceful and we'll not attack each other again. I'll give you my daughter to get married to, and that's kind of how it was kind of like to appease like other people, so that we don't like, even if I know that my daughter is living with you, I'll not come attack you, and that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, that's wrong. So yeah, like back to that. So now marriage. Well, fuck, where the fuck were we at? I lost my train of thought.
I don't know what we're talking about.
No, I was talking about Andrew Tate.
To get married or what?
No. I was talking about Andrew Tate and how how he talks about like the fundamentals of, you know, the man being like the dominant and supposed to be the protector and all that stuff. But yeah.
What else do you want to talk about besides Ghana being fucked?
No. Ghana, I'm sorry, but I love my country, and I hope everything goes well. I hope things pan out, but prepare for the worst, I guess. Or prepare for the worst. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
I don't want to end it on the fucking on the dark mode. Like, I don't want to end the podcast on.
What do you want to talk about again?
No, we are 32 minutes in, and I think that's good.
Yeah, this was pretty good.
Pretty good podcast. Pretty good discussion.
We got a good setup going now.
Yeah.
We'll try to do this regularly, hopefully once a day. We'll see. We're gonna be pumping these out. Some of them are going to be reaction videos. I actually want to do reaction videos to Andrew Tate's videos. Kind of like just sit down and listen to some of the things he says, and just kind of like talk about it and kind of like try to understand where he's coming from, and kind of pick what I can pick and then leave what I can leave. So
yeah,
I mean, it's knowledge. I don't know why YouTube is recommended so many times people now. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know. Andrew, what did you do, man? What did you do to the YouTube algorithm?
Didn't you hear like the most spread out information is the most provocative information when they tested it out.
Yeah, so literally we can sit here and say fuck.
No, it's not gonna work.
It's crazy, man. It's so dumb. But yeah, that's what the algorithm likes.
Yeah, the algorithm
I saw Elon posted today or yesterday on Twitter that for some reason YouTube thinks he can make money on Audible, so they keep showing him Audible ads.
Oh yeah, I seen those.
I was like, what the hell? Why the fuck are you not paying for YouTube Premium,
right.
Elon? But yeah, I guess he doesn't really mind. He doesn't care. I mean, he wants to see the ads.
How often do you think he goes on YouTube?
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, sometimes you need to be exposed, right? Even if you're rich as fuck.
Yeah, that would be a waste of money if he's paying for. I mean, I would say YouTube is a waste of money to pay for, but it would still be a waste of money for someone that doesn't watch YouTube all the time because he's busy doing all these other things to just pay for it and not use it.
I mean, it's. I mean, what is $15?
Who the fuck are you talking about? Who?
To Elon.
Yeah, he doesn't care enough to pay for it. Like,
yeah, that's true. He doesn't care enough to pay for it.
Yeah, the reason why you pay for it. If he's getting
fed ads, he shouldn't complain about it then.
Yeah, I guess, Elon, you can't complain about fucking getting ads if you're not paying for YouTube. Man, that's just funny. A billionaire complaining about paying $15. Fuck.
The richest man, not just a billionaire, the richest fucking man in the entire fucking world, in the universe probably, complain about $15 a month.
He's talking about fucking ads. Why you guys?
I mean, it's just kind of like a way to keep his line entertained, right? If he's not seeing those ads, then what is really life, really? But
Yeah, that's funny.
it's pretty cool. Elon, if you want to come on this podcast, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, we are Africans. Come join your African brothers, bro. Let's have a conversation.
Want to pick your
We
brain
want.
a
We
little
want to know. Honestly, Elon, do you have any? Actually, no, I don't think. Wait, I'll ask Elon this if you're even watching it. If you don't ever see this, Elon, what do you see? Like, so with all this shit going on in Africa, like you're from Africa, you're a South African, right? What do you see, or how do you think we as the African countries and the leaders can get the fuck their shit together? What can they do to get their acts together so we can all prosper in this fucking world, dude?
Nah, so I mean, what would happen? What I would recommend to Elon is just say, fuck everybody. He's going to Africa. Fuck all the African countries. He's gonna come take over. He's gonna be a
fucking
dictator. He's gonna take over the whole fucking African continent. He's gonna run that shit. And that's kind of what Africa needs right now. You
just need one person.
All the fucking 54 countries. Elon is the fucking president of Africa.
So you shouldn't go to Mars. Just invest all this money in Africa.
Don't go to Mars.
Fuck Mars.
You like all the resources you need to go to Mars is in Africa.
Yeah.
Just go to Africa, colonize the shit out of Africa, and then take everything, and we can go to Mars.
You want the white man to go colonize Africa?
Hey, it's not like this the first time.
It's not the first time.
So I mean,
but actually, back to that. Now that you said that, Columbus.
what are you talking about?
What did Degrassi say about discovering America being the best thing that could ever happen to the human race?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's the best thing that could ever happen to the human race because everyone is here.
Right. If Columbus hadn't traveled to America, we would all still be. Well, even actually, no. Let's go back. I want to go back, track back. If the Portuguese and the Spanish and all those countries hadn't started exploring the world, we would have still all been stuck.
Yeah, everyone will be stuck in
doing the same shit we're doing.
Like, everyone will be doing the like North Korea. We'll all be North Korea in a sense. We'll all be doing our own thing, not knowing what's happening in the outside world, not being able to have a podcast on YouTube to talk about it for people that don't even know us to listen to.
Right.
And that's kind of like what would be happening. Like nobody was gonna know anything. Like we don't like it's just the NASA picture that they showed. Like, if they didn't build that telescope to be able to take that picture, we would not have known what we don't know. So we don't know what we don't know. Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know. And you just be fucking sitting there. Electricity is not gonna reach you.
Yep.
Dude, it would be fucking like
I mean, there's places still that don't have electricity.
That's
today.
fucked up.
So it's insane that we take certain things for granted over here. Some people don't even have water. Did you hear Mike Tyson said there's some people that they try to cry, they can't even cry because they don't have water in the system.
That's so fucked up. Like that's so fucked up to even like. It's funny, but it's so fucked up.
It's ridiculous. But yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Yeah, now when you drink water next time, fucking drink the shit out of that fucking water.
Appreciate the water because we take it for granted and not everyone gets water.
Yeah. All right, bro. Well, I think this has been a fucking awesome podcast. I don't know if you want to keep going.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
Reach out. Would love to talk to you. Would love to kind of have some audience or some guests to kind of talk to you, pick their brains, kind of just understand what they think about the world. Just in ever since you were born, anything that you've learned, we'll want to learn from you. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching again. Peace.
Peace out.